Welcome, true believers, to Bad Wolf Comics. I'm your host, the Bad Wolf, and today we're going to show you the last 4 custom dust jackets in the Bad Wolf Comics library. Stick around, should be fun. Welcome back, true believers. It's been a while since our last video. I've been working a lot of extra hours and just haven't had the time or energy to film anything. So I wanted to kick this month off with a custom dust jacket video. So for now, we have the John Byrne SpiderMan Omnibus, the Roger Stern Omnibus, the David Michelinie, Todd McFarlane, and the Spectacular Spider-Man. We've got brand new dust jackets for these. We're fixing the spines because, as you can see, we're going to take a look at the spines here. This is what they look like currently. Marvel can't make up their mind what they want to do. They've gone to this smaller font, and that's great. That's what they want to do. So going forward, all the books uniform will look like this. I don't like these fonts either way. The white font is just too plain Jane for me, and we had to come up with something better. So I went ahead and got with Roy and said, man, we got to fix these, and we got to do some more stuff with some logos, some better dust jackets. Because let's be honest, folks. In my opinion, this is by far the ugliest dust jacket I have ever seen on any omnibus ever. It's got the white spine, which I abhor. The picture isn't that great. The yellow background, it's just kind of an eyesore. And this one was at the top of my list for new Spider-Man custom dust jackets. So I've actually had these ones for a little bit. They just kind of filtered down because I've only been doing videos of 3 or more books. Going forward with the new format, I'm going to start with the new custom dust jackets when we get them. I'll do a time lapse of the printing, cutting, folding, and bro darting for each omnibus that we do custom dust jackets for. That way I can show like sets, like just the 2 X-Men books, I can show those, and we can go and you can see the whole process of making them into what they are now and what they were then. Something to look forward to in the future, but for now, let's get started. Don't go away. All right, I'm going to jump right in here. We're going to start with the SpiderMan Omnibus by John Byrne. We need to fix the spine here. We want to get a black backing and a Spider-Man logo on there. We want to get the back here fixed up with some, collected covers, and we definitely want to fix this front cover here. So here's the front shot. Here's our spine. Here's our back. And we just had to fix that up. I couldn't do it. Had to get something different. So for this, I chose just one of the back covers here. You choose a cover that you like, and that's what we did. And I actually came up with the Doc Ock cover. I really thought this was a better cover. It showed a more dynamic pose, more dynamic picture of the fight between Peter and Doc Ock. But I really like to fix the spine here. We got it black. We got that logo on there. It's looking good with the yellow. And it really pops a lot more than, say, this. And I just think it looks a lot better on the shelf next to the other books. We'll get that last shot here for you, too, for the spine shots. But then we went ahead and got the collected covers on this one, and so we didn't have it on here. I really prefer the collected covers. Sometimes we don't do that, we go with other things, but for this book, the older one, we really wanted the collected covers, and I think it came out great. Roy did a great job as usual. Thank you, Roy. Roy is hard at work on the next batch. It's almost done. He's almost done with the Marvel and DC stuff. He's just, we got to get to that third-party shelf soon. But anyway, that is the John Byrne custom dust jacket. Looks great. All right, next up we have the Roger Stern Spider-Man Omnibus. This actually wasn't a bad picture. I found something that I liked a little better. So this wasn't something that was necessarily ugly to me. I really just wanted to get rid of this font. But when I do these custom dust jackets, I like to at least try, not always, as you've seen, sometimes I choose the same cover. But I really like to change the cover on them just because if I'm doing it, I'm spending the money on the materials. Then I want to make sure I at least get another cover on there. That way it's different when you swap them out. This one actually did it right. They did have the collected covers in the back, so right on, Marvel. Thank you for getting it right there. Let's see what we came up with here for the Roger Stern. And this was just a more visceral picture, I thought, with the Green Goblin ripping the suit in half. I really liked it. Let's see if we can center that a little better here. Again, I just thought it was a much more dynamic shot. I just wanted something a little different that was on here. Not to say this was bad, but this was different, so we went with that. And again, on the spine, we went with the black backing, and we went with that yellow Spider-Man logo. They really do look good when they're all put together, as opposed to the white, white font, small font, big font. It just looks a lot better. And then we, again, went with the collected covers in the back because it just looks good. But again, the spines are what's really important on these books, man. They just look so much better. Not digging the white font at all, so we definitely had to correct that. Thank you, Roy, for helping me with all these projects. I don't know what I'd do without you. All right. Let's move on to the next one here. It's our Roger Stern. All right, so the next one is the David Michelinie, Todd McFarlane. This, man, I was collecting all these single issues when they were coming out, man. So this book really held a special place for me. And I actually really held out to get the black costume cover. I really wanted that cover. But when I started doing custom dust jackets, I was like, man, we need to get rid of this font. And because we're trying to come up with something different, I had to get a different cover here. Well, McFarlane is one of my top favorite artists. Probably, I'd say top 5. Maybe top 4, but definitely top 5. And so I wanted to go with a McFarlane cover here because he really had the most detail in his pictures than anybody else I'd ever seen at the time. But here, we'll start off here. Here's our cover. Again, it is a great cover. I don't have a problem with this cover. I just wanted to do something different. I really wanted to use a McFarlane cover. The spine is per usual. The black is fine, but the font needed to go. And then once again, the collected covers in the back did a great job, Marvel. That's exactly what I would have done, and that's exactly what we did. So let's take a look here at what we came up with. Now, we did go with the McFarlane cover for Amazing Spider-Man 328, where he's just knocking the crap out of the Great Hulk there. Great shot, great picture, great presence. I love it. It's not something you'll see all the time. There was a bunch of different great covers on this than I could have chose from. And this one really was difficult to nail down because we had so many. I mean, I can see 3 or 4 right here, right now, that just looking at the back that would be phenomenal choices. But I did go ahead and go with this. Let's move on to our last one here. Now this one, I haven't even read this yet. I didn't read a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man when I was a kid. I read the Amazing Spider-Man. That was pretty much my main line. I did read some of the Web of Spider-Man, stuff like that. But we did want to get a different spine on here because, again, it's that white font, and I had to change it so it looked uniform with the rest of the shelf. So we had to go ahead and do some other stuff. Now, they did a good job with the collected covers. I love it. Again, Moon Knight isn't a bad cover. It's just not the cover I would have chosen. And for this, it really does boil down to my love for the X-Men, so I went ahead and used this cover because it's got a couple of my favorite X-Men on it. I couldn't find one that really wowed me, so I just went ahead and chose one that had X-Men in it. But again, we're here for the spine, so we did fix the spine on that and go back with the logo again with the Spectacular Spider-Man there, just like the old school Amazing Spider-Man logos. So I think it looks a lot better and just looks a lot more uniform on the shelf. And then, of course, we went with the collected covers in the back once again. All right, well, let's take a look and see what these look like side by side on the spine shot. Well, what do you folks think? Do you like the new spines or do you like the original spines? Are you a fan of like the smaller font or the normal font, or do you even like this John Byrne font? Or would you rather have it something like this where we all got them uniform? Let me know, folks. I want to hear about it. All right, let's get our final shot. And that, folks, is the last of the custom dust jackets that I had to show you folks in my current inventory. But fear not, true believers, Badwolf Comics put in an order with Roy for 46 new custom dust jackets. I got together with Roy, we got a plan going, and those dust jackets should be done around the end of the month. And the first new custom dust jacket video from that batch should drop in June or July. So keep an eye out for that, true believers. You won't want to miss this. It's going to be good stuff. Now, as per usual, I get 90% of my books from Organic Price Books. For those of you that shop at Organic Price Books, don't forget to use the code BADWOLF during checkout for $2 off your order. And if you just can't get enough comic talk and you need a place to go talk comics with like-minded folks, come see us at the Badwolf Comics Facebook group. And I can also be found lurking in the pages of the Omnibuds Cafe. But stick around, true believers. Badwolf Comics has more in store. Our next video will be the overview of the Marvel DC Crossovers Custom Omnibus, so we can compare what's in that and what's coming in the official solicit. Also, at the end of the month, I will have a haul. We didn't have a haul last month because I just didn't have enough books. Another reason I didn't do a video. But this month, I'll have plenty of books for a haul. And if all goes well, in June, we'll have some new custom dust jackets to show you. Until then, I am the Bad Wolf. This is Badwolf Comics. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.